Reasons for cognitive decline. A considerable lot of us experience some level of memory issues sooner or later in our lives, and that, alongside an unassuming decrease in other mental abilities, is normal with maturing. Momentary cognitive decline is something that ought not be messed with and ought to be examined further. Some memory issues are the consequence of treatable circumstances, and cognitive decline can frequently be turned around when the condition is dealt with accurately. Potential reasons for reversible cognitive decline can include minor head injury/injury like blackout, symptoms of certain drugs, a nutrient or thyroid insufficiency, close-to-home issues like pressure, uneasiness, or discouragement, a cerebrum sickness like a contamination or cancer, useful mental problem, liquor addiction, rest issues like rest apnea and lack of sleep, smoking, post-awful pressure problem, diet and way of life changes. Rolling out sure improvements to way of life and diet have been displayed to assist with further developing memory, especially transient memory, and can assist with bringing down your gamble of creating cognitive decline from here on out. Changes include being truly dynamic to increment bloodstream and oxygen to the mind, eating a sound, offset diet with a lot of leafy foods, entire grains, and protein, as well as less immersed fat, sugar, and salt. Restricting liquor utilization. Smoking discontinuance. Keeping your mind intellectually dynamic and invigorated through testing exercises like riddles and games. Getting sufficient rest. Overseeing and dealing with constant medical issue like diabetes and hypertension effectively. Making a timetable or plan for the day to assist you with overseeing everyday exercises better. Reasons for cognitive decline. Many variables can cause cognitive decline. These elements include vitamin B12 inadequacy, lack of sleep, utilization of liquor or medications, and some solution drug sedation from late medical procedure, malignant growth medicines like chemotherapy, radiation, or bone marrow relocate, head injury or blackout, absence of oxygen to the mind, particular kinds of seizures, mind growth or disease, mind, a medical procedure or heart sidestep, a medical procedure, mental problems like sadness, bipolar confusion, schizophrenia, and dissociative problem, close to home injury, thyroid brokenness, electroconvulsive treatment, transient ischemic assault, TIA, neurodegenerative ailments like Huntington's infection, various sclerosis, MS, or Parkinson's illness, headache. A portion of these circumstances are treatable and, at times, cognitive decline can be switched. Regular ways of working on your memory. Here are confirmation-based approaches to additional fostering your memory typically. 1. Eat less added sugar. Eating an overabundance of added sugar has been associated with various clinical issues and consistent disorders, including mental weakening. Research has shown that a sugar-stacked diet can provoke sad memory and diminished mind volume, particularly in the space of the frontal cortex that stores flitting memory. For example, one examination of more than 4,000 people found that those with a higher conformation of sweet beverages like soda had lower total frontal cortex volumes and less lucky memories on typical differentiated in people who finished less sugar. Downsizing sugar helps your memory as well as chips away at your overall prosperity. 2. Endeavor a fish oil supplement. Fish oil is well off in the omega-3 unsaturated fats eicosapentaenoic destructive, EPA, and docosahexaenoic destructive, DHA. These fats are huge for by and large and have been shown to cut down the bet of coronary ailment, reduce exacerbation, ease tension and apprehension, and slow mental disintegration. Numerous assessments have shown that consuming perpetually fish oil upgrades could additionally foster memory, especially in additional laid-out people. A 2015 review of 28 assessments showed that when adults with delicate symptoms of mental deterioration took supplements well off in DHA and EPA, like fish oil, they experienced better verbose memory. Both DHA and EPA are basic to the prosperity and working of the brain and besides help with reducing disturbance in the body, which has been associated with mental debasement. 3. Train your cerebrum. Practicing your mental abilities by playing cerebrum games is a tomfoolery and compelling method for supporting your memory. Crosswords, word review games, Tetris, and, surprisingly, versatile applications committed to memory preparing are incredible ways of reinforcing memory. A review that included 42 grown-ups with gentle mental impedance found that messing around on a cerebrum preparing application for 8 hours more than a 4-week time frame further developed execution in memory tests. One more investigation of 4,715 individuals showed that when they completed 15 minutes of an internet-based cerebrum preparing program something like 5 days per week, their transient memory, working memory, focus, and critical thinking worked on essentially contrasted with a benchmark group. Furthermore, cerebrum preparing games have been displayed to assist with lessening the gamble of dementia in more established grown-ups. 4. Get your vitamin D levels tried. Vitamin D is a significant supplement that assumes numerous imperative parts in the body. Low degrees of vitamin D have been connected to a large group of medical problems, remembering a decrease for mental capability. A review that followed 318 more seasoned grown-ups for a very long time found that the people who had blood levels of vitamin D under 20 nanograms, per milliliter, lost their memory and other mental capacities quicker than those with typical vitamin D levels. Low degrees of vitamin D have likewise been connected to a more serious gamble of creating dementia. 5. Get sufficient rest. Absence of appropriate rest has been related with unfortunate memory for a long while. Rest assumes a significant part in memory combination, a cycle wherein momentary recollections are reinforced and changed into durable recollections. That's what research shows. Assuming you're sleepless, you could be adversely affecting your memory. For instance, one review checked out of the impacts of rest in 40 youngsters between ages 10 and 14 years. One gathering of kids was prepared for memory tests at night, then, at that point, tried the next morning following a night's rest. The other gathering was prepared and tried around the same time, with no rest among preparing and testing. The gathering that rested among preparing and testing performed 20% better on the memory tests. Another investigation discovered that medical caretakers working the night shift made more numerical blunders and that 68% of them scored lower on memory tests contrasted and nurture working the day shift. Well-being specialists suggest grown-ups get somewhere in the range of 7 and 9 hours of rest every night for ideal well-being. 6. Make time for reflection. The act of reflection may decidedly influence your well-being in numerous ways. It is unwinding and mitigating, and has been found to diminish pressure and agony, lower pulse and even further develop memory. As a matter of fact, contemplation has been displayed to increment dim matter in the mind. Dim matter contains neuron cell bodies. As you age, dark matter downfalls, which adversely influences memory and cognizance. Reflection and unwinding strategies have been displayed to work on transient memory in individuals of any age, from individuals in their 20s to more established grown-ups. For instance, one review showed that Taiwanese understudies who took part in contemplation rehearses like care had fundamentally preferred spatial working memory over understudies who didn't rehearse reflection. Spatial working memory is the capacity to hold and handle data to you about the places of items in space. With this cure, forgetfulness becomes history. All you have to do is apply regularly for 30 days. For forgetfulness, it is recommended to drink freshly squeezed carrot juice 2 hours after every dinner without a break for 1 month or just before going to sleep at night. While doing this application, please squeeze the carrots fresh every evening. After using carrot juice for 30 days, you will notice a change in your mind. The most effective method to treat cognitive decline. Cognitive decline can some of the time be treated by dealing with a fundamental condition. This is for the most part obvious when cognitive decline is brought about by conditions like intense contaminations, new drugs, a minor head injury, or other momentary issues. For cognitive decline brought about by additional constant or long-haul infections, treating cognitive decline by tending to the basic condition may not be as direct. Malignant growth and persistent circumstances like Alzheimer's illness each have their own medicines, yet your medical care supplier is the best asset for explicit treatments. Past drugs, there are a few stages you can take at home to assist with working on your memory and mental well-being. These incorporate mastering new abilities, having an everyday daily schedule, arranging undertakings, making plans for the day, utilizing schedules and other memory devices, placing significant things in a similar spot every day, remaining dynamic beyond your home, partaking in exercises that animate the body and psyche, staying in contact with loved ones, working out, eating an even eating routine, getting sufficient rest, controlling your circulatory strain, staying away from weighty liquor use, tending to any continuous emotional wellness issues like misery. The particular medicines for your cognitive decline will rely upon the reason and seriousness of your condition. Converse with your medical services supplier prior to attempting nutrients and enhancements pointed toward further developing memory or mental capability.